You're not weak because you quit. You're quitting because you're asking your brain to do something it evolved to resist. And until you understand this one invisible pattern, you'll keep restarting every Monday with the same energy, the same promises, and the same outcome. Here's the truth. Your brain sees change as a threat, not metaphorically, literally. When you announce you're completely transforming your life starting tomorrow, your brain activates the same survival circuits it uses when you're in actual danger. And guess what wins? Survival mode. Every single time. The Japanese figured this out centuries ago. They built an entire philosophy around it. It's called Kaizen. And it's the reason why Japan rebuilt itself from total devastation after World War II into one of the most disciplined, innovative economies on Earth. Not through motivation, not through willpower, through a system so small your brain can't resist it. Kaizen means continuous improvement. But here's what most people get wrong. It doesn't mean improve a lot every day. It means improve a tiny bit every day. 1%. So small it feels ridiculous. So small your mind doesn't even notice the change until 6 months later, when you look back and realize you're unrecognizable. Let me explain the mechanism. Your brain has a part called the amygdala. Its job is to keep you safe by resisting anything unfamiliar. When you say you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for an hour, hit the gym, read 50 pages, and build a business, your amygdala sees that as a massive deviation from your current identity, and it shuts you down, not because you're lazy, because it thinks you're in danger. But when you say you're going to do one push-up, your amygdala stays quiet. One push-up isn't a threat. One push-up doesn't require a new identity. One push-up is so small it slips past every defense mechanism your brain has. And that's the secret. You're not trying to become a new person overnight. You're trying to become 1% better than yesterday, and 1% compounds. Here's what happened to me. I spent a year not exercising, 0 movement beyond walking to my car. Then the first convinced myself I was going to get back in shape. I signed up for a gym, bought new workout clothes, watched motivational videos. First day, I went hard. Full hour, weights, cardio, everything. I felt amazing for about 6 hours. Then my body reminded me I hadn't moved in 365 days. I could barely walk for 3 days. And the first didn't go back for 2 months. I was doing it wrong. I was trying to go from 0 to hero in 1 session. That's not Kaizen. That's ego. So the first tried something absurd. I told myself I only had to do 1 push-up per day. Just 1. No gym, no equipment. 1 push-up anywhere, anytime. And if I felt like doing more after that 1 push-up, I could. But the requirement was just 1. First week, I did 1 push-up every day. Some days I stopped at 1. Other days I felt stupid stopping at 1. So I did 5, then 10. But the first never forced it. The rule was 1. That's it. After 3 weeks, I was doing 20 push-ups without even thinking about it. After 2 months, I added 1 pull-up. Same rule, just 1. 6 months later, I had a full bodyweight routine that I did every single morning without negotiation. Not because I was motivated, because it was so small I couldn't say no. That's Kaizen. You make the change so tiny that your brain doesn't classify it as change. And once it's part of your identity, you expand. Slowly, consistently, 1% at a time. Here's why this works when massive goals don't. Big goals require big motivation. And motivation is a feeling. Feelings fade. You wake up inspired on Monday, tired on Tuesday, and by Wednesday you're back to your old patterns. But micro habits don't require motivation. They require 5 seconds. And anyone can do anything for 5 seconds. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 email, 1 minute of meditation, 1 glass of water, 1 moment of gratitude. These don't feel like change. But stack them over 6 months, and you're a completely different person. The Japanese apply this to everything. Toyota built their entire manufacturing philosophy on Kaizen. Every worker, every day, looks for one small improvement they can make to the process. Not a massive overhaul, just one small tweak. Over decades, those tiny improvements compounded into the most efficient car manufacturing system on the planet. They didn't out-motivate their competitors. They out-compounded them. You can do the same with your life. Pick one area where you keep quitting. Fitness, business, relationships, learning. Now shrink the goal until it feels laughably easy. Want to read more? Don't commit to one book per week. Commit to one page per day. Want to build a business? Don't commit to launching in 30 days. Commit to writing one sentence of your business plan. Want to fix your sleep? Don't overhaul your entire evening routine. Just move your bedtime 5 minutes earlier. Your ego will hate this. Your ego wants the dramatic transformation, the before and after photo, the viral success story, but your ego is the reason you keep failing, because dramatic transformation requires dramatic effort, and dramatic effort can't be sustained. But 1% improvement? That's sustainable forever. Here's the part nobody tells you. Kaizen isn't just about improvement, it's about identity. Every time you do that one push-up, you're not just exercising. You're proving to yourself that you're the kind of person who keeps promises. Every time you write that one sentence, you're not just working on your business. You're proving you're the kind of person who shows up. And identity is everything. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Don't try to transform your entire life this week. Pick one thing, one area, one habit. Now shrink it down to the most embarrassingly small version of that habit. So small you'd be ashamed to tell someone that's your goal. Then do that every single day for 30 days. Don't expand it. Don't add to it. Just prove you can do the tiniest version consistently. Because here's what happens. After 30 days of one push-up, you won't want to stop at one push-up. After 30 days of one page, you'll find yourself reading 5. After 30 days of one sentence, you'll have a paragraph, then a page, then a system. Not because you forced it. Because you built the identity of someone who doesn't quit. And once you have that identity, everything changes. The Japanese have a saying, fall 7 times, stand up 80. But here's the updated version. Don't fall 7 times. Take steps so small you never fall. Because the person who never falls doesn't need motivation to keep going. They just keep going. That's Kaizen. That's how you never give up. Not by trying harder. By trying smaller. Subscribe if you want more frameworks that actually work instead of motivation that fades by Tuesday. And tell me in the comments, what's one habit you keep quitting that you could shrink down to 1% of the original goal? Let's figure this out together.